So,
Hi, I'm Adam Carter. I'm a principal at the Employment Law Group here in Washington. We're a 12-lawyer whistleblower firm, mid-sized firm here in Washington, D.C. And we used Craig Lucy and his group to represent us in our lease extension with our landlord here in Washington. We're located on Farragut Square in a building called the Bronner Building up on the 9th floor. And when we started, we were well along into a 10-year lease here, and needed to find some representation. And so we found Craig. It's a funny story. I had just come back from a summer vacation. I had a water skiing accident, and I'd hurt my leg. I'd known Craig. My sister and his wife are childhood friends, and Craig saw me, took pity on me, and told me that I needed to take more vitamins. Well, sure enough, vitamins appeared later on in the afternoon, and then I found out that Craig was a tenant broker, and he came in and helped me and my partners figure out what was the solution to our multi-faceted problem that we had, which was that we wanted to pay less rent. We had needs with a growing firm, and we wanted to solve some of those needs. We wanted to make our space more user-friendly. We needed some conference space, and we wanted, of course, to lower our rent and our operating expenses. What we did, just to give you an idea, you come off of our elevator, and we put in these plasma monitors. This used to be our entrance to our reception area, but we closed all this off and sent our witnesses and our customers, our clients, down here this way. Interestingly, too, we're a disability law firm, and we had a very narrow men's room door, which was not ADA compliant. There is an ADA compliant bathroom in the building, but what we did to solve that problem was we built this. We took this space over, which was an old administrative conference room, and we turned this into an ADA compliant bathroom, as well as because of the new Fair Labor Standards Act, there's a new requirement to have privacy rooms for nursing mothers, and we have a number of women on our staff who have children and who are nursing, and so we've had this privacy room built, and it's a really great thing for our staff. We also have this small administrative space, which we've built out. I won't bore you with that. And then we built this reception area. This is how our clients and our visitors come and see us. They're welcomed here into this reception area. Here's our signage. And we built this reception space. And we had a need for a much bigger conference room. And so we built this conference room here. Craig, indeed, helped us. He got into our business and found out what we do. We represent whistleblowers pursuant to the Dodd-Frank Act and qui tam whistleblowers. And so we named our conference rooms after this piece of legislation. And here is a large conference room that we built. We got modular furniture. We built bench seating. We can fit 50 people in here for a brown bag lunch. We got a smart board, video conferencing equipment. We can have moot court sessions. We can change the layout of this for mock trials. There's also a pantry area behind this area, and so meetings do not have to be disturbed when lunch arrives. We have this barn door system to bring food and coffee in without interrupting the meeting. So it's a very nice arrangement. All of this was done, I should mention, because we interviewed some of the top architects in town. They were law firm architects. We saw other space. Craig took me around to teach me about commercial real estate in Washington, and I felt like I got a great education in what I was needing to understand. And then after meeting those architects, we took the best of their ideas, and I need to say it, but Craig basically, on the back of a piece of paper, did the architectural plans that you're seeing here, and we phased the construction and worked with the landlord to do all of the construction in-house, and while we were in place on weekends, and with minimal disruption to us and to our subtenants. And then just finishing the tour, this was additional office space that we turned into another large, equally large size conference room. We haven't yet got the smart board, but that's coming. And this is a windowed, and we also made sure that this was soundproofed, very, very good soundproofing on this wall. As anybody in a law firm knows, conference rooms need to be soundproofed very, very well, and Craig advised us on that as well. And then we have a third little smaller conference room here. One of the issues that I was particularly concerned about was that I'm friends with my landlord, and I wanted to remain friends with him, and indeed was worried about a contentious relationship ensuing. And one of the real great strengths of Craig was that he came into the situation, knew that about me and the landlord, and he was able to be a buffer between me and the landlord, and was able to help negotiate a tremendous lease extension, all of this construction, the phasing of it, and the natural give and take that comes with any relationship with the landlord in a project of that magnitude. And indeed, the relationship with the landlord has never been stronger. Indeed, the landlord comes to us for advice, and we have a great relationship with the landlord as well, and have recommended others to come into the building. Our space is something of a showpiece for the building, and it's a very, very helpful and good business relationship that we have with our. One more thing I want to add. After touring around town and seeing that my partners and I were in a unique position where, let us say you knew you were going to be in business with the same people for the next 30 years. Wouldn't you want to buy something? And it was attractive to me to think about that. And Craig helped us go around town. We looked at the office condo option. We looked at financing options. We looked at lease to purchase options. And my fellow principals in the firm were not sold on the idea of owning a piece of property. That said, we mentioned that as a desire of ours as businessmen, that we would one day want to be invested in real estate, and that we were attracted by that option. And indeed, the relationship with the landlord has been so favorable that we were even told of opportunities that the landlord has for investing in projects that they have, investments, funds, and the like. So again, the relationship has improved and been maintained such to the point that when we're in a position to be able to invest in real estate, we have an outlet to be able to do that. One other thing that I should point out, we had if you look at the bulkhead here wrapping around this column, we have this very small, it was on the other side of that, a bulkhead. We had a very small kitchen for an entire floor in a downtown office building, and we needed room to have office parties and space where we could spread out food and also have a combination workroom. And Craig had the great idea of taking out the walls. We had to keep this load-bearing column, but taking out the walls and merging and combining a workroom into a sort of a Starbucks cafe kind of lunchroom and area. We have low below counter refrigerator, dishwasher, storage space, and on the other side we have another refrigerator and a freezer. ADA compliant, low level counter, and then these high, we were able to get these high chairs. Another way that we've been able to make our office space more efficient is to put our cabinets and our supplies and other things in the hallways. This, since clients are not coming to this part of the office, we don't really care about how it looks in terms of presentation, and so we have our files and our supplies all out in the hallway.